Hello, and welcome back to another episode. Starting off, getting our 70 restoration. Finally, we've got it. Don't have the perk yet, so I went and cleared bandit camp pretty quickly to get enough insights to level up just a couple of times so that we could grab level 20 and our Magnus's comprehension perk, which is just game changing. Because we're already doing pretty well, but this makes it even stronger since it also, we absorb health regen on strike. So naturally, it's dragon time. And check out this shot. Boom. We hit him with the long range. I always go for that shot and almost always miss it, but it's super awesome when I hit it. So that's why we always go for it. So yeah, dragon. I didn't show, but I bought some spells from Farengar. I bought the Sunlight Bow spell, and I also bought the Sunfire spell, just for some ranged options against the dragon. Super not worried. We're a Dunmer, so we have a lot of fire resist. And we have pretty good magic resist here too. But try to still play cautiously, because I mean, yeah, we can see here that it still did like a third of my health. We'll also see here that the damage is not too shabby here, which we already knew. So it's just a matter of playing safely, not taking a bite to the face, and we should be okay. Especially now since we heal with every swing, pretty much, so to speak. Sunfire. It's a bit less cumbersome than summoning a bow and dispelling it and summoning our stuff again. So here I'm kind of freaking out a little bit because I'm inside the dragon, but luckily it's just a wing slap. So, but yeah, it does a good chunk of damage. Don't want to find yourself stuck inside the dragon's hitbox when you're a light armor character. It's never a good spot to be in. Yeah, we're doing actually some decent damage here. It's hard to tell because the floating damage numbers are they show like the hit plus the infusion plus the damage over time. So not like a total amount. Here we got the Dragonborn Guard over here. We help them out though, just because we want to make sure that we get the diluteds. Pretty easy, all things considered. What is this trash weapon that he gives us? And then, yeah. Next up, we're level 20, so it's time to do upgrade our chest piece. So doing Hirstein's quest to get Savior's Hide.
You, why? Never thought I know not. So be it.
So be it. I do want to play cautiously. We do have the Juggernaut effigy now, so we don't have to worry about him knocking us down or anything, but more health is better than less health. So, and then specifically for this quest, when you choose to kill him, he has like a bunch of extra health, I think, and a bunch of regen too. You can see it just regen right up to 1900. And he's got 500 extra health. And I think the regen goes away once all the hunters are dead, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, and then here I remember that I have my Storm Atronach staff, so let's just make it easy on ourselves. Easy money for a very, very nice gear upgrade. Poison resist, magic resist, the perfect gear that we need for our next stop for this build, which is Blackreach, and we'll see that here soon. We actually have the silver hand guys, even though we're not in the companion's quest. It's interesting. I guess since we are messing with Hircine, they come. But whoa, out of nowhere she comes with the two-handed power attack, so you just gotta watch out for the blinding magic effects. And for whatever reason, the silver hand, I didn't even realize, but she's like wounded on the ground. I don't really understand why that is. Anyways, to Septimus, our boy. We don't need to see that. Into Alftand we go. Not too concerned with how things are going to shake out in Alftand. The most concerning bit is definitely going to be the entrance into Blackreach, where there's a bunch of spheres. But we have the tools at our disposal to be able to take care of that, though. Now that we have the Storm Atronach staff, we can always use distraction as our strategy. Distracted, so to speak. I think that was our last. We got some Master Key 4s, but that was our last Master Key 3. And then since I'm not, ooh, there you go. Goodbye. Nice. Since we're this is the first time I think that we're doing Falmer content on this. We didn't do our normal Shimmer Mist. We just jumped straight into Blackreach. We'll show all the Falmer stuff just because it's not too challenging, but you do have to watch out, especially in Blackreach when they swarm you. It's a lot of damage at once. We have it so that we have very nice regen, but still, if burst damage is burst damage, so if we take a bunch of power attacks all at once, or some arrows and then some power attacks and some spells all at once, then we could be in trouble. Just gotta try and play it smart. But individually, yeah, the Falmer, no problem. I think we're 2-tapping for the most part. A swing and then a power attack. Especially we weave in a shield bash in there. No issue. And for the most part, we're fighting these Falmer 2 to 4 at a time. Just have to watch out for the encounters with the mages. I mean, we have stamina too now, so even though we have 0% frost resist, which is honestly not ideal for coming here, we have enough magic resist, and we're not going to get slowed down because we have a stamina 2 enchant from our Galder amulet. It is a bit risky coming here at level 20, right fresh. I consider that to be on the low level spectrum for doing Blackreach. But this build is well suited for it. The only way it could be better suited if it was a heavy armor build. I'm really thinking that this playstyle lends itself better to being a heavy armor build than it does light armor. I mean, having all the movement speed and stuff is nice, but you don't need illusion. Well, you would still probably want illusion, but you don't need alteration. And honestly, like the block perks that I'm taking wouldn't be as impactful. Wouldn't be as necessary, I should say. Like, I could probably go on the right side for the block tree instead of the left side, because I don't really need the stamina. Because when you're in heavy armor, you get stamina back on hit just from getting hit. Not as much as when you have the block perk, but still a good amount. So we could just go like heavy armor, restoration, enchanting, illusion. I mean, and there are some great heavy armor options for this as well. The Ethereum armor, super good. For this kind of tanky spell sword kind of. And I think in our last Sunlight build we used Agidals as well. Or not as well, but we used Agidals as our end game. Just because it just gives so much magic regen, tankiness. It's a great armor set for this. But enough about what could be. Let's focus on where we're at now with our light armor and our alteration. Another option for this build is werewolf. I mean, especially now that we have Savior's Hide, we definitely have a poison resist. Where we don't have to worry about, and the detriment of having extra spell cost isn't too bad, since we're Apprentice Stone, and since we have Sorcerer's Effigy, it's not too bad. And just the extra health is really nice. And I'm planning on going for health for the Augma Infinium as well, because now we can just kind of, we do have a bunch of damage resist derived increases since we've been kind of pumping health for most of our level ups. So we can just kind of oscillate back and forth between magic resist spell cost for magic level ups and stamina attack speed. And then just have Augma for the health. And we just completely embarrass these Centurions now. Just perma-stun them. I don't know if that's because I have Juggernaut Effigy, or if you can always just shield bash them out of all of their animations. But yeah, quite embarrassing for them. Especially now when we have the Respite, we don't have to worry at all, because once we get a couple of hits in, then we are already just regenerating faster than we're using it by shield bashing. Almost get the kill in one combo. I was trying to bull rush her, so when you bull rush enemies, they can't use their surpassings if they're like knocked down on the ground. I'm pretty sure that I've noticed that. So that's what I was trying to do, but I guess since we weren't in combat with her, it didn't proc, so that's fine. Missed out on some surpassings though. Alright. Juicy insight time. Going ahead to get our 60 enchanting so we can get the AoE infusion. It's going to be super nice to have AoE infusion when we're in Blackreach because of, the general clumped up nature of the enemies here. Unfortunately, I only get one level up though, so I don't have enough perks to get the AoE, which kind of makes me think that maybe I should get something else. There are just a lot of perks that I want. I need the dodge perks. I need more illusion perks. I want more block perks. Eventually, I want the one-handed perks. Another reason why I'm going for Blackreach, so I can get the Augma. We also get the Julianos capstone for getting the Elder Scroll. So there's a lot of reasons that we want to do Blackreach. Yeah, just bait them back inside to the bottom of the stairs, and then cast our Storm Atronach. You have a lot more engagement options when you find a Storm Atronach staff or a Frost Atronach staff, even a Fire Atronach staff. It's just, they're just so good, especially the Storm and Frost, but more so than the Fire, just because they're pretty tanky. And it's super nice when you're a race that can recharge freely as well. I mean, we took the Enchanting perk so that we could get our infusions, but still. free summon forever. The only downside is how long it takes to cast. The cast time. But yeah, when they're distracted, that we can go in and clean up. And now we just go through Blackreach. Try and play pretty smart. Important to not bite off more than you can chew with some of these encounters, because some of these encounters can get quite nasty if you make some mistakes. Like, we've died because we've pulled all those like, I thought that I could take on all the Falmer over by the like waterfall section. I could just aggro them and then go into the lift building, and then they all follow into the lift building, and I figured that I can kill them all there, but then they just overwhelm me and I die. And then the same thing for the Tower of Mizark, where with all the Falmer that are around there, I think that I can just go into the Tower of Mizark and kind of ambush them when they follow through, and then I just die. If you are not too risk adverse, that could be a strategy to deal with the Enchanted Sphere. It's just aggro a bunch of Falmer, run into the Tower of Mizark, and then just try and survive, heal yourself, or do whatever, and have the Falmer eventually fight, a massive horde of Falmer fight the Enchanted Sphere. Because they are in different factions, so they will fight each other. But yeah, we're just reveling in our big damage here. Pretty much two-tapping everything with a regular swing and a power attack. Feels good, man. We just gotta keep our buffs up. Play smart. If I didn't do Blackreach next, I probably would do some more dragon fights. Get my Predator's Might up. Maybe go for Werewolf would be an option as well. Just some things to buff ourselves up. Probably could do the Cauldron Winterhold quest. Get some nice casting gear at least. Maybe go for Ingvild or Anselvund for my casting gear. Better casting gear. But at this point, dragons are, as long as we don't, tank a bite to the face, dragons are okay, because we can out-sustain their magic breath attacks, their shouts, I should say, just with our regular restoration spells, as well as our health absorbing with our sunlight weapons. And then we can tank them pretty well as long as if we have our shield up, their physical attacks, and also the shield helps with their shouts. We can also cast Hemorrhaging Ward a bit easier now. Wait, no, never mind. I'm thinking a little bit later on when I take the level 75 restoration perk, but I haven't taken it yet. So it's still kind of a pain to cast Hemorrhaging Ward, because it's literally all of my magic, and then one cast of Heal Self 3, which gets me back kind of close to full health. Saps all. Then I completely run out of magic. Also doing the Sailor's Repose. Sailor's Repose? Is that it? Sailor's something? I think so. The Frost Flow Lighthouse quest. That gives you higher magnitude on your self-healing spells would be good. But we cannot do all these things after. It's fine. It'll be really nice to get the Julianos capstone, get even more infusion damage. I think that's the capstone. Isn't that the capstone? Where's the capstone? The Warn enchants. Or no, the enchantment damage. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. The capstone is more infusion damage and more enchantment damage. So we really only care about the infusion damage part of it, but still, it's going to be really nice. And another Centurion, so another thing to embarrass with our combat prowess. All of this without the power attack perk. We just, yeah, there's a lot of perks that we want, especially since we need the alteration for our tankiness early. We don't necessarily need the alteration. We could have just focused a lot more in illusion and got Shadow Shield. Instead of focusing so heavily on alteration, we could have just gotten Shadow Shield, Shadow Cloak rank 2, and we would have been in a decent tankiness state. But like this, we also get Transfute Muscles, we get Knock, which is not to be discounted, and Absorbing Cloak, which is really nice when fighting hordes like we're about to fight here. Apprentice Stone works really well for this build. It's just a little bit annoying having to recast our buffs so often, especially in like large dungeons and like large, long fights. Like Blackreach, I consider just one long encounter essentially, because you never know when you're going to be tanking an arrow from downtown. So you just gotta be careful because the Falmer have they do a lot of damage with their power attacks, and the range can be pretty deceptively long, especially when we're tanking a million arrow hits. So yeah, tactical retreat is necessary. Make sure that we're not exposing ourselves to too many arrows. Get a little, ooh, yeah, there we go. One surpassing down. Gotta watch out for all those power attacks, especially from these high-level Falmer, the ones that have cloaks. And I accidentally double-clicked my hotkey so I did have 3 surpassings. Now I have 2. Now I have 1 left. But that's all right. That's the cost of biting off more than you can chew. And it's really the arrows. Honestly, just focusing a little bit more on illusion, like getting illusion to getting like Shadow Cloak rank 2 would have helped a lot in this. Because alteration is good, but I think the improved alteration, like when you have low amounts of when your gear doesn't weigh that much, that's where you're getting the extra. Am I right? Or does that just give you extra armor? And the dual cast is where you get the extra ranged range damage reduction. But when I have a lot of magic regen like this as well, and health regen now, after like getting a bunch of hits in, I should be just throwing up my hemorrhaging ward. Like, especially when I'm at full magic and health, there's really no reason that I'm to not use hemorrhaging ward. And look at that. I realize probably not smart to use it like right in the middle when you're tanking a bunch of arrow hits, because you never know when you cast it and then you get shot from behind by an arrow, and then it takes you down just enough health that you die to the arrow. So you want to use it cautiously. It is a bit also annoying with Apprentice Stone because it doesn't last very long. Only lasting like 20 seconds, 15 seconds. Just clean up the last of the riffraff here. Yeah, we can go inside and deal with our favorite human in Blackreach. Vapjorg? Is that his name? We need to buff up again, though. Ideally, I would have done this when I had a bunch of sunlight weapon procs going. I'm not sure which way to approach this. I don't remember what Bronze City, whatever this encampment of Falmer is. If you go by the stairs, you have to fight a million archers right there. And if you go this way, then you have to fight a bunch of mage Falmer and archers at the same time. But I don't know. They're both pretty hard. So we use some nav mesh bugs in this room very often when we're fighting this guy. For whatever reason, they cannot Vipjork, that's what it is. This lip and these stairs, they have a lot of issue tracking you past it. So everyone like turned around, you see? And they come up here and they start chasing me again. And then whenever we want to retreat, we can just retreat over those stairs. So even though our shield doesn't have a lot of armor, just the perks, damage resist you get for having your shield up is enough to adequately tank some hits from this guy. The issue is when we don't have our shield up and we take hits, specifically power attacks. Even from the normal dweeb, the power attacks aren't totally negligible. Get low again. I have to be a little greedy there and not use surpassing potion. Turned out okay, but definitely debatable whether that's the right move there or if I should just use the surpassing. Because you never know when how many archers there are, and if I'm in the right about to tank another arrow hit. It's probably better safe than sorry. And it would behoove me to cast my Storm Atronach now that I'm watching this back, but it's hard to think about these things in the moment. Yeah, we're just getting chunked by these power attacks. I mean, I only have 600 armor. And there, we get him down. This guy's just obnoxious with his ice wall. But yeah, the shield bash is, with infusions, just does so much damage. It's so nice. Even without any of the bashing perks. Absolutely destroyed. I think we level up here. Yes. Look at all those insights. 900 insights. Greater insights. That's what I like to see. We opt for finishing up. Restoration is 75. I start with that, but I think I changed my mind and go for illusion instead of more evasion. Yeah, because I do want to get 60 illusion pretty quickly so I can get shadow shield. More tankiness, more attack speed, pretty much exactly what we need. Because we're at the point with this build now where we can survive as long as we're not getting one shot or taking overwhelming damage from multiple sources. So here we can get our AoE, and we can get our 75 restoration perk. Perfect. We opt for Arcane Disjunction 2 for the ranged magic resist reduction. Super nice for sunlight builds. And powerful healing aura, because that's just a must. Alright, continuing with the rest of the Falmer here, we're going to go over to the Waterfall Falmer. Although I think we pulled a bunch of them already in our previous encounters. So there won't be as many here. Like, I think we pulled a bunch into that interior that we were just in. Because we're missing a bunch of Falmer that should be around here. Another Centurion to embarrass. Just chunking. Giving them the chunk damage. Yeah, we definitely need to do some black books and get the Ogma, just and some potion of extended path, just so we can get the perks that we need. I think right now, with the Ogma Infinium and the potion of extended path, we could clean up a couple of perk trees. We could clean up the block tree, or the evasion tree, actually, maybe is what we're going to want to go. But yeah, it's good. Blackreach takes a little bit longer, so we may have to do this in a couple of parts. We'll have to see. But yeah, we could finish up, or no, probably what we'll want to use our Ogma on is just finishing up our illusion perk tree. We'll try to get to 60 illusion, get the Apprentice and Adept perks so that we can get Shadow Shield, Shadow Cloak rank 2. Wait, no. Shadow Shield 80 or 60? I forget. I think it's 60. No, it might be... No, 80 is Master. 20, 40, 60. Oh, that's right. Apprentice is 20. Adept is 40. Where we get Shadow Cloak 2. We don't even have the Adept illusion perk. We just have the Novice one for Shadow Cloak 1. So yeah, we'll want to clean up our illusion tree here. Get Shadow Cloak rank 2, Shadow Stride, and if we can get enough insights, probably go for 60 illusion here pretty quickly. So that we can get Shadow Shield, and then we'll just be done with the illusion tree and ready to focus on other things. I feel like that's kind of the best solution a lot of the times is instead of spreading out, I guess it really depends, because a quick dip into alteration is really nice, because all you need are like 3 perks and you get Mage Armor 2, which gives you extra armor. You also get Transmute Muscles, and then just one more perk, you get the Magic Resist perk. Now you have armor, Magic Resist, and health, all from a 4 perk dip into alteration, but still 4 perks is a lot. Same kind of thing for illusion, where it's just 2 perks and you have dual cast Shadow Cloak, which can make a big difference when you're a light armor character. Yeah, 3 perks into block can give you like infinite stamina, pretty much. as long as you're tanky enough to be able to tank hits on your shield. There are a lot of trees that just a couple of perks make a good amount of difference. Here we do a little cheating here, so that we can fly up to the ball and summon Rethurial with just one word of Unrelenting Force. Also, a hot tip: if you have like a whirlwind slice staff or scroll, wind magic, I'm pretty sure can also summon him. Well, I know for sure that it can. I just don't know if it's like specific spells, if it's like only the added spell. So here, yeah, it's just a battle of attrition. We have a ton of regen, so as long as we're not dumb, yeah, and see, we can take hits easy on our shield and just regen it back. He's a fire dragon, so we don't have to worry too much. Just gotta play smart. We do have Lala is using Ghoul's dragon mod, which is why the dragon casts Dismay on me to lower my magic resist, and also summons these guys. Look at that. Potent Atronachs, 2-hit. Easy. We just do so much damage. It's just full theory all uses has a shit ton of health. So as long as we're not greedy, we'll be alright. We shall be alright. And then, oh no. Would you look at that? We were greedy, and we were not alright. Very, very disappointing with this one. This is a build that's super strong. I mean, pretty much from the get-go, honestly, we were crushing. All it took was level 2, I think, to get the first infusion perk, and we were already like doing tons of damage. And then so the only downfall is the tankiness of this build, which is why I think heavy armor may be better suited than light armor. But I mean, we were obviously tanky enough. We did have to use one surpassing in that fight against the Falmer, and I did play really dumb in my defense. It had been 3 or 4 days in between play sessions because I pre-recorded a bunch and then scheduled the postings while I was out of town. But anyways, yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I think this build could have gone all the way, honestly. It's just a shame that we misplayed like this. And then that's the Ad Mortem too. The Ad Mortem stakes. So if we loosen up a little bit, go a little lax, try and do too many power attacks. I mean, he was nowhere close. It wasn't even like one of those things where it's like, oh, maybe just one more power attack and he'll die. And then we misjudged. He was like half health. I don't know what I was thinking. There must have been something that I saw that I figured that he was going for a breath attack instead of a bite. But yeah, that's just bad gameplay. But it was fun. I like this format. I'll probably continue with another build. I'm thinking probably a stealth build because I think this format lends itself very well to stealth builds because I can cut out a lot of the waiting for aggro to drop. But we'll see. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll be back. Peace.